How are you?
Hey, Paul.
Hey.
Here we are again.
I know. Good to see you again.
I'm happy to see this outside the TT now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've seen all the innovations that have led up to what we did in the TT. This is the next step beyond that.
Awesome. Well, would you like to give us a walkthrough? What's new?
Yeah, absolutely. So with the Q7, what you're sitting in is the interior of the new Q7, and the Q7 will come with Audi Connect Generation 2, right? We spent a lot of time thinking about that name, by the way. But yeah, no, it has a lot of new innovations. Some of these may look a little familiar, but I'd like to walk you through the list of things that we have here. As I normally do, I'll give you a sense for the layout of the things that you have in here. Some things are familiar, like you see the TFT displays on the controls here, showing the temperature settings. The virtual cluster, which you have seen in the TT as well, will also be an option that's available for the Q7. The difference being that in the TT you don't have a navigation screen. Everything is in the virtual cluster. The Q7 will have both the screen and the virtual cluster. Now, the touchpad is making a comeback in a big way, as you can see. It's what we call a touch surface, an intelligent touch surface. And what you're really seeing here is a consolidation of functions into a much more compact form. So you look at the ability to rest here, and then you have the surface of the pad here, which has menu buttons, back buttons, the two drawers which control the two side corners of the screen. Around the controller knob, we now have just the toggle switches that you remember from the AT, from the A3. We don't have those buttons controlling the corners of the screens anymore. Completely got rid of that. And because if you do that and you put the toggle controls, the only two buttons left were the menu and the back button. Those are now here. And now the interesting part about...
Where are they at? I'm sorry.
On the touch surface, you see the menu and the back button. Now the interesting part about this is, I'd like you to go ahead and touch the menu button there.
Menu, okay.
Okay.
Haptic.
Yeah, it feels like you press a button, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not actually pressing a button.
No.
It is actually a capacitive response that is making you feel like you pressed a button, but you're only touching the surface. And so, you know, this touch surface allows the standard gesture controls that we're now used to in smartphones. Pinch for zoom, you know, expand. Those features are built in now. And then, of course, as we look at the screen here, and you look at the main menu button, let me scroll all the way from car, sound, radio, media, telephone, but then now you have navigation, map, Audi Connect, Android Auto. Now, because we have a Android phone connected to the USB connector over here, this invokes the Android Auto function. If you had an iPhone connected here, you'd have Apple CarPlay.
It'll do it automatically.
Exactly. And the benefit here is that, you know, you go into the Android Auto and now you basically are using your smartphone interface. The application is running from the smartphone and being displayed on the screen over here. The thing that Audi has been able to do with Google for Android Auto and with Apple with CarPlay is integrate the functions in a way that allows the user to use the user interfaces that are in the car. So, for instance, you're in the map mode here, and if you wanted to say scroll around the map, I can do that from that touch surface here. Okay, so I don't have to stretch out and reach out here to a touch screen.
It's a natural reach.
It's a natural reach, and it's doing it right from the surface over here. But think about it. What I'm really doing here is not controlling the application that's built into the car. What I'm controlling is the application that's in the phone. You see what I mean?
So it's a mirror.
It's a mirror. It's a projection of the application in the phone on the car functions, and then I'm able to control it using the user interfaces in the Audi. So for the Audi customer, it's the same familiar way of controlling these features, except they have the option now to bring in maybe a preferred system.
We can talk more about this later, but that's almost real. Absolutely has to be real time because you're driving and you need that rapid response.
And really, you know, the smartphone integration really brings certain benefits in terms of certain ways in which third-party applications integrate into the vehicle.
I know we're running short on time, so can we talk about the new cockpit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so what you see here is the cockpit display. Again, if I press the view button, I see the gauges become bigger, and you have the Google Earth view into the center, which is the view that you would normally see in the A6 and the A7. This is all brought in by the MIB2 system, which comes with the Tegra 3 processor. The Q7 will also be the first vehicle to bring in telematics services, and so through an overhead console you'll have buttons for SOS call, for diagnostics calls, breakdown call, as well as features for remote services like being able to do geofencing applications, as well as integration with wearables for things like door locks and unlocks controlled directly from a wearable that is integrated with the car. And so basically what we're doing is we're expanding our portfolio of which traditionally has been infotainment and navigation into the entire suite of connectivity with telematics, and now with the recent introduction of wearable technology, that's going to be a big part of what the Q7 brings. All right, ready to see something else that's new in the rear seat?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? All right. Well, what the rear seat does is, you know, this is a Q7, probably a family vehicle. You're going to have kids in the back seat. What do kids like to do most in the back seat when they're in the car? Watch videos, movies. Yeah, exactly. And so in traditional cars, we've had built-in entertainment systems that you had the option to buy. The problem with those is they typically are old by the time you buy the vehicle, or they don't age as well. And so customers have gotten used to bringing their own devices. Like if you have an iPad or a tablet, you'll bring that in. The problem with that is you can use the Wi-Fi network in the car, but that's about all you can do. It doesn't really integrate with the rest of the car's connectivity system. Audi has designed a tablet specifically for the car called the Audi Smart Display Unit. It can be mounted, as you can see back here, directly into the car through a mounting. It can be detached from there to be used as a portable device. It integrates directly with our Audi Connect system, which means that from back there you could plan a route, a navigation system, and actually send that route to the front driver to accept. The driver could play a DVD in the front, and over Wi-Fi it could be visible on the system in the back. So fully integrated work, but at the same time portable and designed for the car, which means it works for temperature extremes from the minus 40 to 85, as well as vibrations in the car.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Palm.